If you ever thought that your estranged baby mama or baby daddy always got you mixed up in some crazy shit, I present to you this movie. Watch the Sunset is brought to us by directors Tristan Barr and Michael Gosden, and stars Tristan Barr, Chelsea Renee Zeller, and Aaron Walton. In a single afternoon, a man comes to grips with the power of his past, when his estranged family becomes tangled in its web. So that synopsis is a little bit vague. Pretty much what we got going on here is Danny, played by director Tristan Barr, is a member of a motorcycle club and a drug addict. He decides to leave all that behind and go on the straight and narrow. So he tracks down his ex, Sally, played by Chelsea Renee Zeller, and their young daughter to try and reconnect. Of course, she doesn't totally buy it, but once he does convince her, hey, you know what, I'm actually trying to do better, let's get back together, let's go live at the beach like you always wanted, come on, let's do this thing, let's get out of here, let's start anew. Right around that time, some ex-business associates of his kidnap his daughter, and Sally and Danny are thrust into this mad dash to try and go save her. No matter how much they try, they get pulled back in, or whatever it was that Pacino said in Godfather 3. The movie apparently was made way back in 2017, but it's just now getting its wide release. This movie's story is fairly basic. There's not a whole lot going on here. What I said in that synopsis, that's pretty much it. The conflict that happens as a result of this doesn't even really take that long. Overall, this is a fairly short movie. It's only about an hour and 20 minutes. Now, the story itself is fairly engaging, but the thing that really makes it all so interesting is that the entire movie was shot in one single take. And I don't mean like a one take that has hidden cuts. As far as I can tell, there are no hidden cuts here. This is one continuous shot from beginning to end. And when I say end, I mean the end. Like the shot keeps on going all the way to the end of the credits. Now, while the one-take formula doesn't necessarily make a story any better, it can make the tone better. It gives everything a very rushed feeling. You're on a time limit. It also makes things feel a bit more uneasy because there are no cuts, and we're used to there being cuts in film. So when we have a one-take that takes place in an uncomfortable situation, it typically amplifies that. And it does that here as well, and I think that that was a good thing for this film. Like I said, this story is fairly basic. That doesn't mean it wouldn't have been entertaining without this one-take formula. But the one-take nature of this film did in fact make it more enjoyable rather than had it been made in the more traditional way. Also, you just can't help but marvel at the technical aspects of a one-take. The amount of planning and strategy it takes to make one of these things happen is pretty amazing, and this one, unlike many others, takes place in quite a few locations. They go from a hotel to a church to a playground to the side of the road to a gun range to someone else's house. They're all over this town and they interact with multiple different characters throughout the film, and they made it work. Does that necessarily make the story better? No, but it can make the experience better. As far as the narrative goes, overall, even though the basic story is kind of, well, basic, it is still interesting and engaging, and if you take that and you add the technical aspects of the film together, I did enjoy this narrative as a whole. It starts out slow as hell though, just know that going in, but things do pick up, and everything that's going on in the beginning, it takes on new meaning later on. Now, as far as our characters are concerned in this film, you do develop somewhat of a relationship with our main character, but I do have to admit that a great deal of the film, you feel a bit at arm's length from these characters. For the most part, you don't really get that intimate feeling that you get from many one-take films. The characters aren't like badly done or anything. On the contrary, they're very well done. But I never really felt like I knew these characters, like I had a connection with them. The performances are all really good, and I was engaged with what was going on, and it didn't like turn me off from the movie or anything. But at the end of the day, when I think about it, I didn't really feel very connected to these characters for whatever reason. Now, this is a very solidly done one take. I've seen better before, but I've seen a lot worse as well. And the fact that they were able to make this work, and it seems as if it went off without a hitch, says something about the production. Beyond the one take side of things in this film, there's not a tremendous amount of other technical things going on here. I mean, that unto itself is a really big fucking thing, but what I'm trying to say is beyond that, there's not a whole lot more going on here in the technical department. Not saying it's bad, I'm just saying that the movie is pretty much just people being filmed. We don't have like a whole bunch of special effects or anything, or at least that I saw. I do want to point out a scene closer to the end of the movie where there is a car wreck, and how they were able to orchestrate this and make this happen in real time on a budget is pretty damn impressive. This is like a legit wreck too. This car comes flying from beside of it and it rolls over and flips, and the camera stays on it the whole time. You could tell they knew it was gonna happen because the camera pans over to it and watches it as it goes. Like I said, one take. And that shit was intense, and unless they did some like legit wizardry with CGI, it was all practical. While it may not seem like there's a lot lot of technical stuff going on in this movie, there is a ton that goes along with that whole one take side of the film. And I gotta really commend these filmmakers for doing a solid as hell job with that. And when it comes to the performances, everybody here did a really good damn job. We don't have a ton of speaking roles in the film, but there was nobody who was bad. While I was impressed by all of the performances in the film, I want to call out one in particular, and that would be the character of Joey, played by Annabelle Williamson. Williamson is a very young child. Like, if I had to guess, I'd say she's somewhere in the age range of like 7, maybe 8, but I'm gonna go more with 7, maybe even 6. So a really young kid. You never know what you're gonna get with that in a movie, but this kid here did a fantastic job. She doesn't have a whole lot to say for the most part when she is speaking earlier in the film. She's just doing kid stuff, and she's doing that well. But towards the end of the film, given what's happened and what is happening at the time, she is supposed to be terrified, and she did a phenomenal job here. This wasn't just a kid like screaming and yelling. This is a kid that has been through a very traumatic experience, and she sold the hell out of that shit. I don't know if a lot of coaching and whatnot was going on off screen, or if this kid's just got some genuine talent. Either way, she did a fantastic job in this movie, but honestly, everybody here did a great job. Guys, Watch the Sunset was a very solid film. The story is fairly basic, but it's done in a really interesting one-take way, and the performances were all fantastic. It's not the best film of its kind, but it is one of the better films of its kind. This is a solid as hell effort from these directors, and I'm really looking forward to see what they've got next. And in my opinion, Watch the Sunset is absolutely worth a rent.
All he wanted was this.
I have to return some videotape.
If you enjoy one-take films, then I think you're really gonna find something to like here. But even beyond that, the narrative has merit unto itself. So if you're looking for a really solidly made movie for the night, then check out Watch the Sunset, and I think you're gonna have a pretty entertaining time with it. So there it is, guys, my review of Watch the Sunset. If you enjoyed and want more content like this, hit the subscribe button and help my little channel grow. If you want to help out the channel, check out my Patreon in the description below and become a jarhead and get some of the awesome benefits to go along with that, like these guys, and possibly join my top tier and become a bad motherfucker like my man Greg C and Dragon Khan. If you liked what I had to say, give me a like. If not, let me know in the comments below why. And as always, stay sexy, Melbourne. This isn't a spoiler, but there is a part in the movie where a character puts a gun to another character's head while they're driving a car. Now, the character that has the gun is a little bit hopped up on some shit, so they're just kind of like all over the place with it, and God knows what they're gonna do next. And I just gotta say that the characters in the car that this gun is pointed at take it really well. Sure, they are a bit surprised, and they have something to say about it, but they took that shit a lot better than I would. I don't like when people fuck with me when I'm driving, much less hold fucking shotguns to my head. So if I'm sitting there driving and some coked out fucking hoe pulls up fucking shotgun out and puts it to my head, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. She's probably gonna shoot me in the fucking head, gonna crash this car off a fucking ravine, and we're all gonna fucking die in a blaze of glory. Just saying, for anybody who ever decides to get my back seat with a gun and put it to my head while I'm driving, you're probably gonna die.